I'm actually here for something called Code for Oakland, and I'm actually one of the judges. So let's see what's happening.
Hi there, this is Debbie Mason. I'm the project coordinator for Code for Oakland. It has been a great day today. We've had designers and coders and engineers that have all come together to develop apps for Oakland, usable apps for the people of Oakland and people that don't have regular access to even smartphones. We're developing ways for them to be able to use information that comes in from the data from the city of Oakland to be able to be used.
You're good on camera.
This is what I do for a living. That's about all I can really tell you. We've had a great time today. We're getting ready to go into the competition phase of the day, and that's coming up probably within the next hour or so.
I'm ready to judge.
Where people have been working all day long on developing ideas that they set down on paper early this morning.
Any particular one you like so far?
Well, actually, I don't know. I haven't really seen that many yet, but they're going to show us what they've got, and then we're going to judge and see, who has the potential to move on to the major contest, which is coming through.
Excellent.
Okay, that's due on July 11th.
Cool. So, hey, thanks a lot. We're going to head on and we'll see you at the judging, right?
All right, you will.
Okay, cool.
This is really about
Wait, tell me who you are. Deborah Acosta. She's now formally with the City of Oakland.
Formerly with the City of Oakland's Economic Development Unit, but in that regard, I've been working along technology and digital media for quite a few years with the city. In that regard, this opportunity came up. The Knight Foundation is doing a nationwide opportunity grant challenge for people to come up with applications for the digital divide, basically, to make government more transparent.
Yeah.
So this is
what they're working on?
So that's what all these
Let's walk over and kind of spy on the side a little bit here.
This is what they've been here since 9 o'clock this morning, and we started off the day by letting them know what we were doing, and then identifying some of the needs in that community that could be transferred to an app. So, for example, Oakland is challenged by a lack of grocery stores and fresh food opportunities. So the idea of combining grocery stores with transportation systems to be able to link the two so people can find where the farmers markets are, their grocery stores, linking them to transportation.
I'll tell you what I like to see. I got an idea. Come here. You know what I'd like to see?
No, what would you like to see?
All right, folks. Right. This is my idea. My idea is to have an app where you could determine which area you're standing in is a crime hotspot.
I'm sure there are people working on things like that. Right?
The last time somebody said that to me was Sylvester Stallone's publicist, when she was certain that the LA Times was going to ask Stallone a certain question, and they didn't ask it.
And they didn't ask
No,
it.
so I never, ever assume that anybody has thought of something that...
Well, if you look over there, the crime hotspots are actually mapped out on the wall with the understanding that probably somebody here today would
could
be
do
very
that. That's what I was
interested in
thinking last
doing that.
night. Yeah.
So we recognized here, I think one of the big ideas
But you know what? But if they don't, you owe me royalties and you can do it, all right? You see this video, you take the idea, you pay me.
Well, one of the big ideas that came out of today is taking the various data streams that the City of Oakland generates and is all over the map, and putting them together and really making those available to everybody and anybody.
We're fantastic guiders, so let's walk some more and talk.
Let's walk some more.
Yeah, grab your shirt. What's the shirt
Grab
say?
my shirt. My most beloved company in Oakland, Pandora, which is going IPO
stock?
this year.
Do you own stock?
No, I don't own stock,
What?
but I still love them. Because they're one of Oakland's fastest growing companies, and
Nice.
they
I like
also
that.
love Oakland.
Nice,
so
nice.
I love Pandora.
Let's walk. This is interesting. Yeah.
So we have different groups. They're all working on different applications. They're literally working on the structure of the app itself. So different groups are doing different things. Not sure which is doing what yet, but literally at 5 o'clock in about an hour and a half, the groups will be making presentations in the main auditorium.
Yeah, I got to meet
their idea.
I got to meet at 4 o'clock with the judges too.
Oh, so you're one of the judges?
That's what this doggone thing is for. This button. Yeah.
So you will be one of the judges that will determine which of these groups gets various levels of prizes, which will help spur them on to actually submitting to the Knight Foundation.
Wow.
And hopefully
Are they all back
winning.
this way?
So they're all
Wow.
here, and there's actually something on another
Oh,
floor
that's-
called the
that's-
Quiet Room,
Really?
where developers are developing.
Let's keep walking.
So let it not be said that Oakland doesn't have its fair share of geeks, because here they are.
Right, including pulling the cameras and everything. Yeah, wow, man, oh man.
It's very cool. And in this obviously beautiful venue, which many of them didn't even know about, some of the developers here came from San Francisco for this event.
Cheating.
But there's plenty of Oakland. Some of them work in San Francisco and live in Oakland.
Right, quite a
So
few actually.
they're very passionate about their city for some strange
Wow.
reason. Isn't that something? So you can see there is, and they've stuck to it today. It's been a long day for them.
I'm gonna go back and kind of eye on them, but yeah, it's like wow. Let's see what these guys are up to. Oh, there's people working actually in there too, huh? Look at that.
That's right. There have been presentations all day helping people, provide them with information about how, and again, a lot of the data streams are actually on the Code for Oakland website right now, so they've been pulling the data
Which I saw,
off the website
Yeah.
so that they could develop these apps. So what will be fascinating to see is what the stage of the presentations are, how far the apps are developed when we actually see them at 5 o'clock.
Who provided the food?
Whole Foods.
Nice.
Thanks to the generous donation of Whole Foods and a number of others, Pandora. Oh Lord, we'll have to go look at the sponsor list in front, but there was a number of very generous sponsors.
It's like the back of the Pack Club over there. Yeah. And it's upstairs, the quiet room. Check it out.
There's a quiet room.
How did this start? Do you know?
Several weeks ago, about a month ago, the Knight Foundation came through here. There was a press conference with Mayor Kwan,
Right, I remember. Right.
and they talked about what they were trying to do, and Susan Marinette of Oakland Local jumped on this and said, we need to make this systematic and have people come out so that we know that they're working on it.
Right.
So she was the brainstorm behind this event, and frankly is the reason why we're all here today.
Yeah, I think that's terrific. Yeah. Let's go track her down. I gotta track her down anyway.
Go track her down.
All right.
Because she's a woman.
So what is this thing we've got here? What
So
is this?
this is Urban Strategies Council collects all of this data, and this was put here today in an attempt to give the app developers the opportunity to take a look at this. And the idea is not just to take crime. We already have Crime Watch. We have Crime Stoppers. We have that. The idea is to link this data with something that is usable. So, for instance, you brought up the idea of being able to push an app no matter where you are in Oakland.
Foursquare style.
Yeah.
If I check in, it automatically says.
Yeah, what's happened in
red,
the last 30 days here, and just be able to push an app and be able to do that. So that's the idea here is, and also some of the people were saying, well, what about if we match this up with the kind of with recreational opportunities to see if we can find relationships, causal relationships between lack of recreational opportunities with crime. So in other words, there's those kind of causal, relationships that we're looking for here too. So we don't know what's going to come out of it.
It's interesting.
Thing will happen is that probably the top ones will have gotten a 5 from somebody, which means we'll have a note in there about why something was extraordinary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, and
So the groups are still hard at it, and that meeting that you just saw was of the judges and the criteria. Basically, I'm going to sit down and go over with you real quick what it is. The way this works is basically like this. There's 3 criteria here. It's make local public information more personalized and usable and accessible. That's this one. And promote broadband adoption, and then create better links. Those are the 3 goals. Then how to judge each project. Scale of 5 to 1 in terms of points, okay? 5 is exceeds 1 or more brief goals in an innovative way. 1 doesn't meet any brief goal, but gets a point for participating. That's the scale, okay?
if I can have your attention, the presentations are slated to start in about 15 minutes, so you might want to start wrapping things up and getting ready to go into the auditorium. Thank you.
Working
It's not too much pressure there, huh? Lisa, tell them yours what your app's all about. It's a
Not the
Firefox
salesperson.
button, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. No Firefox, no Google. Sorry.
Uh-oh, well, they pay me, so I gotta go.
Yeah,
So-
right. Yeah. So Oakland Food Finder is a web and phone-based app that will connect local people to local food.
Yeah.
Particularly our farmers markets, our local vendors, our independent grocery stores, helping people both to access information and also letting local producers to alert customers
that's
about what's
exciting.
available.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able through this to connect, say,
Now, you're not
people.
influencing the judge, right? I'm a judge.
Oh no. I usually use sex or money to.
Oh, she said she uses sex or money. I like her already. Keep talking. Hey, well, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
we're
guys are working on it, huh? Let's see.
Yeah, he's working on a prototype.
Cool. All right. So. Oh, Oakland Food Finder.
SAD, yeah.
What's the URL?
Right now, I haven't uploaded this version yet, but it's at Oakland. Right, it's going to be at oaklandfoodfinder.ep.io and
Eventually
fairly.
.com.
The Indian Ocean?
And
That's the IO, right?
I don't really remember, but eventually it's going to be at oaklandfoodfinder.com.
Excellent idea. Hey, congratulations, guys. Thanks. Hey, Susan, I'm going to turn you around a little bit. This is great. First of all, congratulations on your, this is your thing, as they say, and I think it's a great thing, you know? How do you feel?
I feel fantastic, but it wasn't just me. It was me and about 20 other people who worked for 8 weeks to make Code for Oakland happen.
Wow. And you went to the Knight Foundation press conference and basically said, we got to do something, right?
Yeah, on April 14th, the Knight Foundation and the FCC came to Oakland to announce that they were launching Apps for Communities, which was a contest to create apps for underserved communities and people who were on the other side of a digital divide. And I said, wouldn't it be great if people from Oakland could actually apply to this contest and we could make a good showing? And I also said, wouldn't it also be great if we could raise some money for prizes and stipends to help fund some development for Oakland applications? And that's exactly what happened.
Excellent, yeah. And now we judge these things, and I've seen some interesting apps so far, you know.
Yeah, so we have about 8 to 10 teams competing. We have $5,500 in prizes. We're going to give out some stipends right away. The rest are contracts where when they deliver the app and they enter it in the contest, they'll get a check. We have some great sponsors who've contributed the money from small prizes to pretty big prizes. And it really shows just how much people in Oakland are really enthusiastic about making this more of a tech center and supporting the coders and the tech innovators who are here.
It's exciting. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Got it. Talk to you guys about your app.
We want to talk to these guys.
Oh, they're still working hard. They're like, yeah.
Okay, people, let's sit, let's go. In the auditorium, gotta move it.
Yeah, I just submitted. You should say.
Well, and so, absent a horn, Susan yells, right? Susan, you need a horn. Susan, you need a horn. I'm going to save you an additional 40 minutes of viewing time by just telling you who essentially won. But before I say that, I just want to add that all of the participants really did an outstanding job. In just 6 hours, they developed some incredible applications, some ready to go right off the bat, others in wireframe concept. The winner, Redirectory, pulled in the most data use sets from different areas and presented it in an elegant fashion. But my personal favorite didn't win at all. It was actually the one you saw. It was the Oakland Food Finder. And the problem with the Oakland Food Finder's presentation was that what I saw and you saw in the video didn't wind up in the presentation because they had computer problems. So if you were a judge and that's the first thing you saw, yeah, you were underwhelmed. The other app that really caught my eye was called Beta Stop, and it's a way of using a simple text message to send essentially to AC Transit to say, hey, a driver's messing up, and also a way to track where a bus really is along the road, as opposed to where they're supposed to be on schedule, where the schedule says they're supposed to be. There were other favorites as well. In fact, it's really hard when I say favorites. I don't mean to identify a huge gulf between one or the other. It is more or rather small because as a judge, I evaluated something by its readiness to use right now. So there was one concept called Comtext that was ready to go right this minute, and others were more in half stages of development, like Redirectory, for example. So as a result, my favorite was a little bit different than somebody else's, but that's the way the ball bounces. Anyway, here's the winner. Here's Redirectory, and in subsequent videos, you'll see the other participants as well. At the end of this is going to be a list of all of the organizations and concept names that presented apps at Code Oakland.
Ooh, these guys got design.
Oh, nice. Oh, cool. Redirectory.
That looks nicer than my site.
They're ready.
Alright, timer,
Actually, can everyone hear me? I'll just project. That's okay.
Actually, it might be better because he's videoing it and he'll get the sound better.
Oh, okay. Well, how about, can someone drive?
Yeah, I'll drive.
How about
Yeah.
that? That'll
All
work.
right.
Okay, cool. When we're ready. Cool. So I'm Max. We started building this. I've been working on this idea for a couple weeks. I knew that the data was going to come out for Oakland. The use case that we're addressing is, well, I didn't have any data until today, though. So the use case that we're addressing is someone who's seeking social services. For instance, Alameda County does a lot with reentry programs. There's obviously a lot of underserved and homeless populations everywhere in the world. So it's not like there's a shortage of information to help those different populations. So what we're trying to do is take information that a community has. Say that you work at a homeless shelter and you only have food, but no beds. And someone comes in and they say, I'm hungry and I need a place to sleep tonight. You can say, well, we can feed you, but we can't give you a bed. You have to go down the street and ask these guys, wait in line for 6 hours. So having the concept of redirectory comes from this action that every place takes when somebody comes in and needs 5 things and they can only get 1 or 2 of them at any one given stop. So what we're trying to do is make the information really actionable. So this is more of a community data dump. So you can take CSVs. If you work as a clerk, you answer phones, you can take your data and put it into this system online as a public open data API and get a bunch of free fancy interfaces to the data. So if you click on cities there, we are building a map interface to search the data. So this data comes directly from the city of Oakland, actually. And I wonder if the internet is crapping out. Can you try refreshing, maybe? There we go. So there's 1,200 different data points that we got from the city for all the social service information in Oakland. Jeremy, there's a tab, the 4th tab, the one with the diamond on it, on the Chrome browser. Yeah. So the data itself, on the left-hand side of this page, there's 2 little, can you maybe zoom in on the left side? Sorry. No. Scroll left. Scroll left. All the way to the left. See those boxes on the left? So over here.
Yeah. Right there.
Yeah, maybe can you scroll a little bit more?
Oh, down in the corner here? Right here?
That
Right
way?
there, yeah. I see it.
Well, anyway, that's the data the city has. So if we could see it, we could see it's such a good job that the city did with their data. So we took all this data. There's 1,200 different locations for social service. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
so there's for instance, you can see that the high-level categories, they have things like housing, health, financial, employment, and then down even into the specific categories, things like counseling and support, credit building, dental and vision. So you have all this really rich data that was at the city level. We, if you go back to the first tab, we're taking that data and then putting it on a map for people to search through. There's a search box. And then if you go to the call button there, we're building a text gateway so people can text in and say, here's where I am, what is the closest legal, or the closest place I can get food from where my intersection is. And then what we really want for this to be successful, it only takes a few developers to build something really cool. It takes a lot of community engagement and involvement to make it really useful. So we're trying to build it in a way that anybody with any junky data at any computer, say you're still running Windows 95 at your nonprofit and you have an Excel spreadsheet that you just update with all the places that are like yours, or you distribute here's all the places you can get free food this month. We want all that data digitized so it can be shared by everybody. It was estimated by Spike that 5% of the places in their database, 5% of the places in their database are either out of date or closed by now because a lot of these organizations don't have the resources to go and make sure that everybody is still there. And what if somebody changes their hours so that they're not open on Saturdays anymore because they can't get funding? We want to make it so that all the information is online in one place and then be the platform for distributing that data in a community. So then anybody who wants to build another app on top of it has free and open access to the data. So there's a full API to all this stuff that you can search 100 different ways through, and all the data. So the second tab, we found that there's a bunch of information about where you can use your food stamps card to go and get found statewide data, I think. So we started scraping it because it wasn't available. So this data is coming in now, and so we'll be able to put this into the map. So right now we have one data source, the city of Oakland, but what we want to do is combine as many data sources in the community as possible. So the more data sources we get, the better the platform gets, and the more people save more time, is kind of the idea. And then we also want to be able to, in my last 9 seconds, print out maps for people, build a little wizard you can walk through and print out maps for people to print out and give to someone physically so that they know exactly where they need to go.
Did you guys buy the URL?
Rectangles is my development URL. Anybody can, it's live technically. The word rectangles with the .es if you want to play around, but it won't be that when we actually launch it.
Right, but did you buy redirectory.com?
Oh, we're working on an actual domain. Hopefully we can get open211.org.
Right.
Cool. Great, thank you.
Great presentation. Do we have some questions
Yeah,
for the
I do.
judges? Yes.
So I'm still a little unclear from your place, they needed food, and a place they only had the food.
Yeah.
Where does the app insert itself then
Is the
to
PDF open?
solve the problem?
So we had a mock-up of that interface in preview, the second button. So this is what that exact interaction would look like. So we didn't have time to build it today, but this is what the website would be, is where you would have all the services in front of you. You'd say, here's what I want to add to my, almost like a shopping cart. And then for that agenda that I've built, here's the places that we're going to go that day. And then you could say at what point during the day they should go somewhere, and it'll give them the address. And then you hit print, and it gives them this map that they can take around, and it kind of shows them the point-to-point where they need to go that day to get all their ducks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
I want to be clear on who's the user?
So there's two users, and it's a little bit conflated. One user is someone who works and answers phones, or is somewhat of a secretary or clerical workforce at a nonprofit or one of these social service agencies. So we want to get the people who are actually providing the information. And then another user that's kind of a side effect of us getting those people to share all the data is the actual recipients of the services themselves. So the general public is one user, they might be texting in. Another user might be someone who we go have a face-to-face conversation with and say, hey, can we have your data dump of your organization's kind of address book of everyone else? So if we can get everybody's data into one place, then we can make it accessible to not only them, but also all of their constituents.
And do you have any ideas as far as how you would incent the people to upload those CSVs and kind of create the network effect that you're looking for?
The incentive, we think, is by giving them a bunch of free tools to visualize and search and putting it through a phone interface for them. All they have to do is give us their CSV or whatever, and then we'll give them all these different ways to get at the data. It will hopefully be enough of it'll make enough sense to them that it'll save them enough time to do it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You'll get together. You guys get together as a rock band or something, or a group or whatever.
Human pyramid.
We should all,
Human
like,
pyramid, yeah,
face,
human, that's right. Yeah.
like One Direction or something.
Yeah, like you want to do like a Till it's an album. So I'll start with you since you actually led the presentation. Congratulations. Thanks. And how did you come up with the idea for Redirectory?
Actually, that's a good question for this guy because he knows the story.
And your name is?
I'm Max.
And your is?
Randall.
Randall.
Yeah.
So you're the
Okay,
mastermind.
so the story goes like this. I went to DC and stayed with some friends there. One of them sent me, after talking her ear off about data stuff, she sent me this blog post from a guy named Jeff who works for a group called Bread for the City there. And this blog post was kind of just sort of not an angry, but kind of not angry, but informal kind of rant about kind of the way that these social service directories kind of get out of date, 211 systems get out of date, things aren't kept up, and that that there have been various efforts to do things like this from both the public and the private sector. And she sent me this. She sent me a link to this. My friend sent me the link to this and says, "Is this the kind of stuff you're interested in?" And my reaction was like, "Yeah, totally." And to me, it sounds like this should be more community edited and more collaboratively owned. And so then just kind of thought, well, why don't we build it?
Oh, so it went from there. How'd you get all these rascals involved?
Series for hire.
We spent a day on a weekend, a couple weekends, weekend before last, building out a basic little example of taking a city's locations and putting them on a webpage. And then it didn't go much farther. And then we heard about this event, and then we decided to come down, and then we recruited more minions.
Nice. So it was
minions.
How much of this was $100,000 price tag and the money and all that?
Isn't it $1,000?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right.
Those extra digits come
Oh, you didn't see that? It was on the original proposal. Yeah.
I did it because I'm working at Code for America with Jeremy, and our boss told us about it, and she talks her ear off about how rad Oakland is. So I wanted to get a feel, and I definitely got a feel for it today.
Excellent. So. What'd you get? You got?
I got a sweet Mozilla T-shirt.
Shoot, I want one of those. I got Hey, thanks guys. I appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Cool. This is an honor. I'm getting a Mozilla T-shirt from these guys. They're going to be billionaires one day. So I'll take it. Thanks. Next one has to have your logo on it. Thanks. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations. What did you think of the event? You conceived it. You built it. Now it's done. Yes.
It
was great, and it's over. All good things come to an end.
Oh, don't say it like that. I think some good things should continue like this. Yes.
This is going to keep going. Wait! Come on. Here's the other person who made this happen.
Yeah.
Without Neetha and Debbie, no food, no wireless, no marketing, no
building.
T-shirts. These two women totally rock. They are the best.
And this is fantastic, and that's great. A great gift to the Oakland community. I
It's
think.
all Oakland, baby.
It is
Thank you.
Okay.